that they're actually not getting many. That's why I say I'm not sure how many we're going to see. I think things have changed since they were marking. At this point, our expectation is we're probably not going to see many strays because hatchery survival seems to have declined pretty dramatically since alewives collapsed, even for steelhead. So, like last year, they saw about 20 returns thereabouts. Frankly, the majority of those returns were from Lake Michigan. Those are fish stocked in Huron, returned in Lake Michigan. So how many returns are we going to see on our side of the lake in Saugeen? Probably not many. I don't think we're talking about big numbers of fish. It's big numbers of fish back in the early 2000s. You know, this is hundreds of fish that are from Michigan. At this point, I don't really expect we're going to see anything like that. But, you know, fish could make a liar of me. It's hard to say.
Do you have a number in mind, or are we just going to bonk everyone that comes through?
Well, I think we need to be flexible. Like, I don't want to see us bonking hundreds. You know, I'm not interested in that. You know, our expectation right now is tempered by what they've seen for returns already. We're talking a handful of fish from thousands stocked. So, are we going to see hundreds that we need to bonk? Probably not. If we do, then, you know, we'll set a target, maybe 100 fish, 200 fish maximum. You know, at this point, it's hard for me to say because I don't know what we'll see.
But you're saying like you want them and they're alive and then they got the tag and then you want them. You don't bonk this something.
No. No. Because you're going to see probably on the order of hundreds that are marked that don't have a tag because they're out of the Lake Huron Fishing Club hatchery. So that's what, you know, we certainly wouldn't advocate bonking all the adipose clip fish because we kill lots that you guys stock.
Well, Grant, like he keeps data on how many returns we get all the time. That's a thing that's done for a long time.
Sounds like we need about $500 worth of Timmy cards to do.
Go ahead.
This bonking on all these fish, isn't there any way when the fish are still alive to use that there to see if they got a beeping, like, you know, tag in their nose?
Well, the one
You're not gonna walk in taking it.
the one problem with code wire tags is the only way you get the information that Michigan needs to answer their questions is you got to extract the tag out of the fish. The only way you do that, unfortunately, is crack it on the head.
Yeah, I understand that, okay.
But you just have to rub that over their nose, eh?
Yeah, like if we wanted, it wouldn't at all meet the intent of their study. We could wand them and ascertain, figure out that it's a Michigan fish, and we could drive on and the fish would be alive. But that doesn't really help them out much in terms of satisfying what their questions are. We would know it's a Michigan fish, but we wouldn't know, does pen acclimating work better than conventional stocking? Is there differential return depending on stocking sites, et cetera, et cetera. So.
You can't check them before you bonk them to see if they got a tag.
Yeah. Yeah, you wand them when they're alive.
Yeah.
You know, if we're in agreement, we want to collect some. You wand them, they have a tag, then you kill them.
Because I know when Doug Dodge, he was Stone Sound, 1965 or 70, he was doing a thesis or whatever for Guelph University. I don't know how long I helped there in Net and Rainbow in December, January, February, March, all the way through. And yeah, I forget, he wanted to take 20, every Wednesday, I think I came up, I wanted to take 25. Bob Bell said, you're not taking 25 of my fish.
Yeah.
You give him one or two and that's it. That's it. He wanted a whole pile.
Yeah, and then, you know, the technology that Jody was referring to, those pit tags, you guys have dogs, you've ever had them microchipped by your vet? Exact same technology. It's just a little tag about yay big, each one's unique. They don't have a battery, they don't store any energy. When you wand them, it's a similar looking one, you wand them, that energizes the tag and produces the number off the tag. It energizes the circuit and the microchip in the tag. That gives you identification down to the individual level. Coded wire tags don't, but you're talking about 10 cents versus $1 to $2.50 a tag, so it's orders of magnitude difference in cost.
Can we harvest the eggs out of those fish before they go?
That's a possibility. You know, I'd rather not, but I know you guys have logistical constraints. around egg collection, so I think there's some give and take that we could talk about there. Like, my preference as a biologist that you didn't take eggs out of little manatee strained fish, which they are. Those are fish sourced from a Lake Michigan tributary. I'd rather not you take eggs out of them and introduce that genetic material into your hatchery for stocking the saugeen. I'd rather not, but you know, you guys do take eggs when you're pressed out of clipped fish
We
already.
could have done that last year already though, right? The year before, the year before. So, I mean, no different.
You've been doing it, you know, my preference is that you don't, but you guys have some challenges around the
So if we
logistics of
got
egg
200 or
collection.
300, you'll be over the,
Yeah.
What's that, Doug?
if we got 200 or 300 in the trap, you'll come over and help us.
Well, I think, you know, it necessitates that I'll try and be there more than I have been in the last few years to help out. It's a very easy unit to run, but it's going to take a few seconds for each fish that has an adipose fin clip that you haven't had to spend before. And like last year, you had hundreds per sample in the trap, so like I say, there's going to have to be some experimenting and give and take. You know, there might be times if we get warm temps and big runs like last year that we're not going to be able to do it because there's not enough time.
How many wands are they gonna have?
We're probably going to be, I can maybe get one more wand. This is actually, we got from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. They've been funded to implement mass marking on the U.S. side of the Great Lakes. So they've got what we colloquially will call Obama money, Great Lakes Restoration Initiative funding. They're geared up via mass market trailers to mark fish. Part of that came, you know, with the purchase of field gear. So we were lucky enough, because that's a $4,500 piece of equipment. So we'll try not to drop down the trap.
No.
We got that from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for free, essentially, to use for the studies. Go ahead.
Okay, did you mention something with the Little Manistee River?
That's the egg source for the fish stocked on the Michigan side of Lake Huron.
Okay, no, I've been in the hatchery and all that
Yeah.
stuff, do that. That's huge in there. The way they got it pretty smooth there, just go up and just put them in there, put them in that pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
So I'm interested what you guys think. What's your sense? You guys willing to work with this MNR collectively to help try and get Michigan some fish this spring? I think it's probably something we want to talk about with steelheaders too, as a group. But you
We
know,
can
we'd
do it
like
right in the net, it wouldn't bother it, would it?
No.
No.
You know, we work quite cooperatively at our office. You know, these guys are in a different division than us. Our focus more on inland and tributary stuff. We work on Lake Huron, so that kind of necessitates our cooperative work with our U.S. partners. So this is, you know, one kind of small example of that cooperative way that we work. So, you know, essentially this is trying to help Michigan out with one of their studies.
You know, when we're collecting though, if there's a lot of fish in the trap, we got fish going two ways.
Yep.
The tank and down the tube, right?
Yep.
So you almost need two wands because you can't be farting around going from here to there to try and check a fish, right?
Okay.
Because it goes right from the trap right to the tube.
That's a good point. I can contact Fish and Wildlife. They could probably get another wand. I know they bought a batch of them for projects just like this.